Today we're discussing 7th grade, Chapter 7, Lesson 5, Solve two-step equations using the distributive property. The distributive property means you are distributing something, you are handing something out, like we distribute the worksheets before we begin. We hand things out. So I'm going to distribute the 2 inside the parentheses. I'm going to distribute it to both of those numbers. So when it's outside the parentheses, it means to multiply. So this means 2 times 4 and 2 times 6. So that equation on the left is the same as 2 times 4 plus 2 times 6. And 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 6 is 12. And 8 plus 12 is 20. So it is still the same. So let's try an example. We're going to distribute the 5 to both numbers inside. So this will be 5 times n. Minus sign still stays minus. 5 times 2 is 10 equals negative 30. After we have distributed, then we can go ahead and work the problem. Remembering whatever we do on the left, we must do on the right. So first we get rid of adding or subtracting. So the opposite of negative 10 or minus 10 is positive 10. So positive 10 to both sides, which makes them cancel on the left, and all that's remaining is the 5n. Equal sign straight down. On the right, I have negative 30 and a positive 10, which makes negative 20. And then we want to get rid of the 5 because we want the n to be by himself. So the opposite of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5. On the left side, the 5's cancel. N comes straight down, equal sign straight down. And then on the right, it's negative 20 divided by 5, which is negative 4. And we have a number line there, so let's go ahead and plot that. That means that n could be negative 4. We just put a dot on negative 4. Next example. We have a fraction. We're still going to distribute though. So it'll be 2/3 times that, and then 2/3 times that. So the first one would be 2/3 times n plus 2/3 times 6. Well, I could work that out. I'm just going to go over here and work that out real quick. 2/3 times 6. Well, the 6 needs a 1 under it. And I can simplify 3 and 6. 3 divided by 3 makes 1. 6 divided by 3 makes 2. And then I go straight across. 2 times 2 makes 4 over 1, which is just 4. So 2/3 times 6 makes 4. Still equal to 10. And then we can solve. So first we undo adding or subtracting. So we have adding positive 4. So the opposite of a positive 4 is a negative 4 to both sides. The 4's cancel on the left, and all that remains is 2/3 times n, equal sign straight down, and 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, so we have 2/3 times n. The opposite of multiplying by 2/3 is dividing by 2/3. But when we divide by a fraction, we have to change to multiplication and flip the fraction, or take the reciprocal. So times 3/2 on both sides. The 3's cancel, the 2's cancel, and all that remains on the left side is n equals, and I kind of have to work out this other side. I can simplify. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then we go straight across. 3 times 3 is 9 over 1, which is just 9. Please notice that I worked straight down, and everything that I did on the right, I did on the left, and my equal sign stayed in the middle. Let's look at some of the problems you're to do today. So let's do number 4. Remember, we're distributing what's outside the parentheses to what's inside the parentheses. So 6 times x plus 6 times 12, which is 72, equals negative 42. And then we want to solve it, remembering to do the same thing on the left that we do on the right. First, we undo the adding and subtracting. So if we have a positive 72 or a plus 72, the opposite would be minus 72 or a negative 72. On the left, they cancel, and 6x is all that's left. Equal sign straight down. And 42 plus 72 would make 114, negative 114. So remember, they both have the same sign, so same signs, add and keep, 114. Then we need to undo the multiplying by 6. So the opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. If we divide by 6, we have just x equals, and then what is 114 divided by 6? $19. And a negative divided by a positive makes a negative. So x is equal to negative 19. And you have a word problem. It says Tony spent $60.54 and bought 3 packs of notebooks and a calculator. How much does a pack of notebooks cost if a calculator costs $45.87? He spent $60.54. So that's the total. He bought some notebooks and a calculator. It says the calculator was 45.87. And means to add. And we don't know how much the notebooks are, but there's 3 of them. So that would be 3 times some unknown plus 45.87 for the calculator. And then you need to solve to figure out what n is.